Today, I sit down with BUSU's Vice President of Finance Administration, Faisal Hejazi. Faisal is a fifth-year medical science student. He was a BUSAC counselor for 2 years in the Applied Health Science seat. He worked at Fishbowl and IT. He was involved in MedPlus, and he was a co-founder of Playmakers Foundation. My name is David Berryman, and this is A Few Good Minutes. Thanks for taking time out of your day to come talk to me.
Well, thank you for having us.
No problem. So how the past few months as an exec been? You kind of went from being a student, working around campus, and now you're in the big seat. How are things?
They've been great, actually. Yeah, like running the election in February, you have an idea of what the position entails, but you don't know what you're getting yourself into up until the first couple of months.
Yeah.
That's when things really start to hit home, and it's been awesome. We've been collaborating together as execs. We've been learning from each other, feeding off each other, assisting each other. We're brainstorming on how we want to roll through with the year and trying to get my platform points accomplished, preferably before the school year. There's still one or two that are in the progress, but it's been great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So just kind of explain to me, what does a VPFA do?
So as the VPFA, my role is to be the Chief Financial Officer for the organization. My main roles are overseeing the health and dental plan, overseeing the university bus pass, and sitting on the student senate.
You sit on Senate.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do on campus?
So Senate is basically a body of students, faculty, administration that meet regularly and talk about student affairs, academic coursework, how we can improve the learning environment in the classroom, and we see what we can do for students as well throughout the year. We can change courses, add courses, remove courses. We also talk about like well-being of students. So for example, Reading Week was a topic that came up at Senate last month. So they were talking about whether we should re-implement Reading Week or not. That's just an example. And we did re-implement Reading Week. So when it was first passed 3 years ago, it was passed on a 3-year term to see how it would work out. It's been extremely beneficial for students.
Cool. So the fall Reading Week, it's coming back for one more year, or is it just here to stay?
No, it's here to stay. Every few years they'll go over it at the University Senate and they'll decide whether it should stay or not. But as of now, we've seen a lot of benefits from this program so far. A lot of other universities are utilizing it as well. And the universities that don't have this service are trying to implement it. The students are advocating to have a Reading Week in the fall. So as of now, it will be staying.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's actually great to hear. In your portfolio, there are two main things: the health and dental plan and the bus pass. So as a med student, do you believe that you have a unique interest or unique view on the health and dental plan that previous FAs didn't have?
I believe so, certainly. As a medical science student and as a MedPlus member as well, I've been involved in a lot of volunteering opportunities with the Niagara Health System through Public Health Niagara, as well as the hospital. With Public Health Niagara, I did a volunteer opportunity called YouthNet. And what we did was we went around high schools in the region and we advocated about mental health. We described what the difference was between mental health and mental illness. We were supposed to, our position, our job was to facilitate discussion about this topic, to destigmatize what mental health is all about. I've been on the floor with students younger than me, my age and even older than me, talking about these issues all the time. So one thing that we are doing this year is implementing a new mental health app. It's called I Am Well, and I believe it's going to be extremely beneficial to all the students on campus. It's going to be 24-hour service, 365 days a year. You can access the application either anonymously, or you can access it with your personal information. And there's a lot of great resources that application provides to students, which is phenomenal. Something the exec and I came up with is implementing a translator service, which is going to be offered for everybody on campus, but specifically for the international and ESL students. Also going to be 24 hours, so they'll be able to access it, and someone will come up, they'll be able to speak into the phone, and they'll be able to translate whatever is said to the physician, and the physician would be able to speak to the service as well, and the service would communicate to the student, and they'd be able to understand that way.
So we're just going to go right into your platform points you had when you were running. The first one I want to talk about is extended library hours. This is already done during exams, so I'm assuming that you want this for the whole school year.
So one of the great things about working at the Fishbowl is I was able to hear the concerns of the students on a day-to-day basis. One of the concerns that I heard all the time was that they'd like to see the extension of library hours. It's great that we do have extension of library hours during the exam period, but we have midterms, we have labs, we have assignments, we have a lot of things that are due throughout the year. It's not only that 2 or 3 week period where we need this extension. So something I'm looking forward to doing is extending library hours once or twice a week for the entire year. The plan is to have it as a pilot project to test it out on different various days of the week for 1 semester or 2 semesters, and then send out a student survey out, ask the students what days they utilize it most and what hours they prefer them to be.
And then another platform point that you talked about was the loyalty points card. In my 3 years going into 4 years here at Brock, I've seen many execs try to implement some sort of loyalty card. What makes your idea different from previous attempts at a loyalty card on campus?
So as of now, we don't have a loyalty points program on campus for Union Station, for General Brock, and for Skybar. We don't have one at all. Previous executives have tried to accomplish this, but my vision was a little bit different. Food affordability was one of the major focuses for the majority of the execs that ran this year. So what I want to do is incentivize the students to come to shop at the Student Union, shop at General Brock, shop at Skybar, and be rewarded for it. Like, you're already shopping and you're benefiting us, so we want to benefit you as well.
So it's kind of like your shopper's optimum points card,
Yeah.
where you go and you buy something, you just get points for, I spent $5 and I get 5,000 points.
Exactly, like students are shopping at these locations as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So my idea was to reward them for shopping there and then end up getting a discount later on. So like every dollar you spend, you'll get a certain amount of points, and then with those points, you'll be able to use them for food.
Your last platform point was flat rate cabs. Again, something else that previous execs have tried to do. And to my knowledge, they got pretty close to getting this accomplished. But it was always the cab companies that were reluctant at getting a flat rate around St. Catharines. Now, I believe with Uber in St. Catharines, talks have probably changed. How are those talks?
I just got caught at the right place at the right time. Previous executives have tried to accomplish this before. They just couldn't negotiate a deal that was satisfying to the cab company and to the Brock University Students Union as well. But because Uber's been introduced to the market, there's been a lot of competition with cab companies. So I was able to negotiate a deal with St. Catharines Taxi. They'll be our exclusive provider for taxi services on campus. Whenever students need a cab, please call St. Catharines Taxi. They've offered and they've given me rates from Brock to Thorold, Brock to downtown, Brock to Welland, Brock to Niagara Falls, as well as to the Toronto Airport in case of emergencies, and Buffalo Airport. It's a flat rate cab, which is phenomenal. Students don't have to worry about cabs taking alternate routes when they're a little bit intoxicated and getting a few dollars out of them.
What is the flat rate going to be?
So the flat rate from Brock to downtown is $14. And what we did was we took those rates, we presented them to St. Catharines Taxi, and what they did was they shaved off $2 off the lowest price from the cab company.
Wow.
So it was $14 is going to be a rate from Brock to downtown throughout the whole year.
And all these flat rate cabs, you have to be at Brock in order to utilize this.
Brock or the Lofts.
And you said at the beginning of the interview, you plan on getting all your platform points ready by a week?
Yeah, so my plan is to have them all ready by a week. The library hours we're working on currently with Brock administration, just making sure how we want to roll out the plan for the year.
So was there anything else that you're currently working on that you wanted to speak about?
Yeah, for sure. So something I'm proud of, something that the exec and I have been working on as well. We've just passed a board to join the NSI. So the NSI is the Niagara Sustainability Initiative. It's a non-for-profit organization that was based out of Waterloo and has several branches across Ontario. There's a branch here in Niagara, in the Niagara region. Brock University Students Union is the first student union in Ontario to partake in this initiative. They basically work together to reduce your carbon footprint. So as a finance guy, I'm always looking at numbers, and something I see is our utilities expense, extremely high. So something that I want to do is, something I wanted to do is find a way to reduce the utilities expense and allocate that money for student services instead of the water and the heat bill. They will be helping us measure our carbon footprint throughout the year. They'll be assisting us in finding new ways that we can be more sustainable in our student union. And I'm really proud of this because we're going to be the first student union to partake in it, and hopefully it ignites other student unions to partake as well.
That's great. So it's great for the environment, and at the same time, it's great for our student services because we'll have more money to use for our students.
Exactly.
Thanks for taking time out of your day to sit down and talk to me.
Thank you very much for having me, Berryman.
Oh, no problem. My guest today was Faisal Hejazi, your Vice President of Finance Administration of Brock University Students Union.
because it's Saturday night.
With a few noise complaints, so might
yeah,
not.
noise complaints. Is that?
Because our concerts can get pretty live.
Talking about noise complaint, this year they will have a specific complaint for me.
Oh.
Specifically for me. And I'll be dealing with it, but that's only because we're gonna do something crazy this year.
Oh.
That nobody knows, we haven't done before. Exclusive. On a Saturday night.